Right now it's 6, safety on the Mississippi. The La Crosse Sheriff's Office patrols the waters for reckless activity. And the Skyrockers set up for an unforgettable 4th of July fireworks show.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening. Happy 4th of July, and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off today. 2 people are in custody after an altercation involving a machete near Copeland Park. Police say both men held the weapon at one point. Both were arrested for disorderly conduct while armed. Dor Vandal faces an additional battery charge in the incident. Police said the injured party, identified as Chris Schmitz, is free on a signature bond. Vandal remains in custody. And an update in Sunday's fight in Arcadia involving a machete. Juan Rodriguez and Antonio Lorenzo Blas have been arrested on battery charges. The fight happened early in the morning Sunday, allegedly involving 20 to 30 people, with one person reportedly using a machete. 4 people were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. The scene remains under investigation. Cooley Bank is alerting customers of a scam. The La Crosse-based bank says fraudulent calls appear to be made from their phone number. A notice from the bank said in part, quote, Cooley Bank will never call you to ask for account or personal information. The La Crosse Sheriff's Office is enforcing safety on the Mississippi. News 8 Now's Grace Monk has the details on what they're looking out for.
The La Crosse County Sheriff's Office will be out on the Mississippi River this weekend, making sure everyone is having a fun and safe time. Deputies in La Crosse County are planning for a busy weekend on the water.
See, everybody else has a drink. You've been drinking at all?
When deputies are on patrol, they're mostly looking out for safety violations.
Jet skis going too close to boats too fast, people violating the no-wake zones, also registration violations.
Most stops are made to educate people on rules and offer safety reminders. But if boaters put others at risk, the Sheriff's Office will give more than a warning.
So I do have a citation here for you. Okay. On the top left, there's your court date. It's August 20th at 2 p.m. at the courthouse.
Deputy Dan Welsh says boaters should make sure they have safety equipment before hitting the water. This includes throwables, fire extinguishers, and life jackets for everyone on board.
There's a bit of a breeze out there, so it's kicking up some waves. And with the extra traffic, it's a little rough route than normal. We've also had quite a bit of rain recently, so the river's up quite a bit and there's a lot of debris.
He also says that boaters should be careful with alcohol and prioritize things like water and food. Anyone driving a boat should avoid alcohol altogether. The Sheriff's Office and local law enforcement will issue tickets for operating under the influence. Reporting in La Crosse, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
La Crosse residents decked out in red, white, and blue for the Riverfest Kids Parade. The annual tradition brings a family-friendly element to the celebrations. Kids got to cruise around the park on the express train. We caught up with some attendees who have been attending the parade for years.
Dad was a Riverfest Commodore, or is a Riverfest Commodore. He was 1999's Riverfest Commodore. So we come down every single year since then.
They love riding in the train. I love that we collect buttons. It's something I did as a kid, and I just want them to have that same feeling and same joy of coming to Riverfest that I did.
The kids were joined by veterans, Commodore and First Mate Dustin and Dominique Lukey, and a bald eagle. The Skyrockers spent the day at Pettibone Park preparing for tonight's fireworks show. The nonprofit organization travels across the state to perform. Their display will start at 9:40. This year they're adding a new element to the show.
We're actually going to shoot to music this year. We will be playing music down at Riverside. The best seat in the house is going to be up somewhere near the main stage so you can hear the music. We put a lot of time into it. We've got some smaller stuff in front that'll have some movement to it. We've got the classic big shells that everybody loves.
Schmal says this year's show will last about 19 minutes. Well, a hot, humid start to the 4th of July weekend, Greg, and we do have some chance for showers tomorrow. Will that cool us off a bit?
Well, definitely it's going to be warm and muggy tonight, but we'll see a little bit of drop in temperature tomorrow with storms coming through. A lot of that could impact your outside plans. Fortunately, the humidity really doesn't take a nosedive until we get to Sunday. That's when you'll definitely feel the refreshing temperatures. Here's the observed highs. Everyone got mainly in the upper 80s to low 90s, not record level setting. We do get quite a few 90s in July, but definitely warmer than you would like for the 4th of July. As you look at the current feel-like temperatures, we've had some that have been close to 100. We're kind of sitting at 95 to about 99 range. We're coming down a little bit, but we won't see much change with those heat indices or temperatures until we get really past sunset, and then we'll start seeing them come back out for overall. But if you look at La Crosse too, those temperatures should be coming back down to about 80 to 85 degrees is once we get closer to the fireworks time too. What do you expect? Overall temperatures tonight, mid 70s. It's going to be warm, it's going to be muggy, but it's going to be dry. So that's the good news going forward. All the activity still is well to the west. We've had a little bit of cumulus clouds going overhead, but it's going to remain dry. The big picture is we're going to time out when to expect that front and Dakotas to come through, and we'll time out all the showers and thunderstorms and then show you what's going to be like for Sunday and Monday, which it's going to be more refreshing for a lot of people too.
Ooh, looking forward to that. All right, thank you, Greg. And a reminder, you can track your 4th of July forecast by downloading the First Warn weather app. You can find it at the App Store or on Google Play. U.S. Navy SEAL veteran Congressman Derek Van Orden is re-enlisting 3rd District constituent Ben Weiss in the United States Navy. Ben served in the U.S. Navy for 11 years and will deploy to Japan next year.
It's so incredibly important and awesome that today is the 4th of July, the day that we celebrate our freedom. And now we're celebrating this young man who literally just raised his hand and swore an oath to God that he would stand in the breach and potentially die to remain, or to have America remain a free country.
The ceremony was held at a private residence in Stoddard. Well, members of the Viroqua community gathered for the 31st annual Strawberry Shortcake Social today. A ticket to the event bought people a homemade shortcake, vanilla ice cream, and a coffee or lemonade. The recipe has been handed down from volunteer to volunteer ever since the founding of the event. Attendees also got to enjoy the Viroqua Community Band.
Played for the social, I think, almost every year since it's been held, except for when we had rain one year. But they come together and they're just phenomenal. The size of the band has grown and the talent is just great, I think.
The event was hosted at the historic Sherry Butt House Museum, which shows off their collection of Civil War memorabilia. Still to come, Trump signs his spending bill into law. A breakdown of what's in it after the break. Plus, how a 911 center in Minnesota is managing the holiday weekend.
It's time to find great summer values at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We have everything you need to get out and celebrate the season at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like 20-pound bags of Blaine's brand wild bird food. Rewards members get 2 for $12. 60-inch plastic pools, just $17.99. All American flags are on sale, 15% off. Plus, now through Sunday, we're thanking all first responders and healthcare workers with an extra 10% off their entire purchase. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Look, a perfect sandwich symphony. Nothing could be better. Okay, it just got better.
Mix and match a quarter pounder with cheese, a Big Mac, or other favorites. Get any 2 for $7.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardiance, at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
President Trump has signed his spending bill into law. The bill, dubbed the Big Beautiful Bill, increases spending for border security and defense and extends Trump's 2017 tax cuts. It also makes steep cuts to safety net programs, including SNAP, the Food Assistance Program, and Medicaid.
It's a triumph of democracy on the birthday of democracy, and I have to say that the people are happy.
According to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, the bill will add more than $3 trillion to the deficit over the next decade. Well, skies will be lighting up with fireworks this 4th of July. Also expected to light up 911 phone lines. One Minnesota county is embracing technology to weed out non-critical calls and save lives. Yuba Ali reports.
Every call answered.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Could be a matter of life or death.
2 shots heard.
911 dispatchers, the first line of defense, coordinating life-saving help.
The 4th of July is probably our busiest holiday that we see.
An average day, about 1,900 calls come into Hennepin County's emergency communications facility. On the 4th, that number spikes. In 2021, over 2,700 calls came in 24 hours. Non-emergency fireworks complaints flood the system, meaning one less dispatcher available for a crime in progress, a medical emergency, or a fire.
We would ask that people call our non-emergency number or any non-emergency number for where you're at if you do just need to call in a fireworks nuisance complaint.
And I'm going to get some help out there.
As the calls start to roll in on this 4th of July weekend, Anoka County's 911 center is tapping into AI to screen those non-emergency calls.
Anoka County, this is automated call taker Eric. How can I help you?
To ease the workload and get to more calls.
What happens is somebody calls in here, and when one of our operators answers the phone, they determine if it's an emergency or not.
The call will be transferred to the automated system to collect details before sending it back to the dispatcher.
It's going to save us, we think, about 2 to 3 minutes per call. And that's freeing up those call takers to get those priority calls.
Saving critical time when every second counts.
I'd like to report somebody shooting off fireworks.
Okay, I can help with that.
In addition to noise, July 4th annually brings other issues with fireworks, injuries. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, last year nearly 15,000 people suffered firework-related injuries. Hollywood executives are hoping for a healthy summer at the box office, and 4th of July weekend could be an important one. They hope to see a repeat of a record-breaking Memorial Day weekend with the release of Jurassic Park Rebirth. And looking ahead, Superman comes out Friday and Fantastic Four hitting theaters at the end of the month, both expected to rake in big numbers at the window. We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Yeah, we definitely have stormy conditions for Saturday. We'll time out when to expect it, how long they'll last in the evening, and how much more refreshing it'll feel for Sunday and going in all into next week. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
We're here at U.S. Cellular for Us Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them.
It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together. Swag.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
Whether you're chasing early morning trout or trolling for walleye at dusk, Fleet Farm's got the fishing gear you need at the best prices guaranteed. Like Zebco's Rome Blue Spincast Reel, on sale for $29.99. The Okeechobee Fat Soft Side Gear Bag is now only $19.99. And Reef Runner's Flash Shad Lipless Crankbaits are just 2 for $17. Turn bites into bragging rights with the right gear from Fleet Farm. And check out all our weekly deals at fleetfarm.com.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Time is running out on the area's biggest and best furniture sale. The huge 4th of July sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. It's everything you've asked for. Store-wide sale prices, 48-month special financing, and we'll even pay for your gas just for shopping. At Drury's, you'll save on the area's finest selection of quality brands like Stressless, Flex Steel, and Smith Brothers, all at incredible savings. It's the 4th of July sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. But you'll have to hurry. It all ends Monday.
Get fantastic savings for the 4th of July at Menards. All after 11% rebate. Save big on snacks and beverages. Get hot deals on grills, fire pits, and outdoor furniture. Enjoy endless outdoor fun with pool toys, yard games, and bug control. Plus, save big on patriotic landscape lights, caps, and t-shirts. Hurry, these great deals won't last long. Stop in today and save big for 4th of July get-togethers at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
No, and you get the latest phones.
High five.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have unsettled weather coming back into the story for Saturday, but for Sunday, it actually looks fairly calm and quiet. But tomorrow, at least I think we'll have some morning showers, but a lot of areas, especially further east and south you go, will probably be dry start for Saturday. It's really then into the afternoon hours too. The timing looks to be about 11 to about 8 p.m. and that means I think most of the thunderstorms will occur. We could still see a lingering showers going beyond 8 to about 11, but it'll be light activity at the worst. Severe threat. There's a potential there, kind of like we saw last night along I-94, some pulsated type thunderstorms that kind of popped up and then went back down. Also, don't rule out a heavy rain threat too. We saw some of that also last night with training of the storms along I-94, especially near Black River Falls. That's a threat we'll have to keep an eye on too, given this warm atmosphere in place. But as we go throughout the morning hours, as you see, most of the activity is still to the west and north of the area, but eventually we will see some of this activity maybe creep into northwest areas by 11 to noon. That's a really first batch that kind of pushes north just west of Eau Claire up to Ladysmith. You can see a little rotation in that. We'll have to keep an eye with that. Generally, then you'll have widely scattered activity start to develop, probably 1 to 2, and then keep an eye towards really southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa. This activity here that'll begin to really come together a little bit. That could be stronger to maybe potential severe. We're looking at a 4:30 to 5 p.m. time frame. By this point, everything further north of La Crosse to Eau Claire, generally is going to be some light showers, maybe a storm, but really the evening is going to be fairly quiet. It's now mainly centered I-90 and further south and east for the evening hours that rotates through. You'll see that continue. See the general rotation with that too continue. By 8:30, we're seeing a little bit of shower activity, maybe a stray thunderstorm continues, but by 9:10, most of the activity is south of La Crosse, east, or we're just seeing a little bit of cloud cover and light precipitation for the most part. Cloud cover will start really decreasing once we get close to midnight, and that'll be the trend going into tomorrow. Now, the severe threat is there. It's probable, but the threat we'll have to keep an eye is high winds, large hail. But don't rule out the flooding threat that we saw some of that already last night. There'll be isolated severe. It's not a widespread severe outbreak to be impacted, but if you're unlucky, you might get one of these storms to come through. Temperatures tomorrow, as you go further south and east, they'll have a little bit more sun, getting still in the mid to upper, maybe upper 80s. Further north, more clouds earlier. That'll keep the temperatures down, upper 70s, low 80s. Humidity still up there, maybe not quite as high as today. The refreshing air really comes behind the front on Sunday. North wind, lesser humidity. We're back to where we should be, low to mid 80s. That continues for Monday too. We'll have the same type of air mass overhead. So going back to work, we're still looking at the low to mid 80s, very comfortable, very typical type temperatures for early July too. Now the precipitation chances going into next week, we got some light chances. We've got a little bit of a system that'll be northwest, southeast coming through probably Tuesday night into Wednesday. So we have a possible chance to see some showers and a few storms come through. It's not going to be a huge system come through. It'll come through and then probably by Thursday will dry out. We're not going to see big type chances like we're going to see tomorrow, but there's an opportunity next week. The bigger story next week is probably the really average temperatures in the low to mid 80s throughout all of the week. Really low humidity with that Tuesday, Wednesday chance, and maybe Friday too, but none of those type chances right now look significant as much as what we're going to see probably tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, so keep the First Warn weather app handy. Hopefully it doesn't ruin tomorrow night's plans because we all want to get down to Riverfest and enjoy the concerts.
We'll see. I think La Crosse might be lucky. We'll see how long it lasts, but I think generally the trend will be more quiet as we go later in the evening.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, it's one of the greatest sporting events of the summer, the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest. And we've got the return of Joey Chestnut. Cade is in next with sports.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
We're a team you can trust and we're local. We see our members out in the public all the time. Want to be able to look them in the eye and know that we did right by them.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy.
We want every meal
to be filled with big bite moments.
Lick the spoon moments.
And even get your hands off my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share. From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people together over delicious food.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Up to 60% off list at the Holiday Deals Week at Slumberland Furniture. Check out our new Lazy Boy Freedom to Choose sale. 6 select recliners, just $4.99 each. An explosive deal. Get an Ashley sofa for just $3.49, our lowest price of the year. Get a luxurious corduroy sectional for just $9.99. A Sealy Queen mattress starting at just $2.99. No one sells Sealy for less. What a sale. The Holiday Deals Week at Slumberland.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
The 30% solar tax credit could end in 2025. If you want to install solar on your residential or commercial property and receive this tax credit, call 608-780-2347 to get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy today.
A big part of my job is building relationships with people, and being the team you can trust means being here for you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
The Brewers are coming off of their first series loss since early June, and now they'll be spending their holiday weekend down in Miami for a series against the Marlins. Milwaukee enters the series tonight with a 48-39 record on the season. They've got Quinn Priester on the mound tonight, Chad Patrick going tomorrow, and then on Sunday afternoon, it's the return of Brandon Woodruff. Finally back for the Brewers after a 2-year absence in the MLB. We'll see if he can give the pitching staff the boost they need. Brewers versus the Marlins, Game 1 just getting underway. I'll have highlights later tonight. So these are the NL Central standings going into today. Chicago still at the top. Milwaukee was 2 games behind going into the week, but now they're 4 games back. Cardinals 5.5 games back, Cincinnati 7 games back, and not listed the Pirates, who are 14.5 games back. So the Cubs, they had an afternoon game today, looking to put the pressure on the rest of the division, and that's exactly what they did. First inning, and Seiya Suzuki at the plate, and Suzuki is going to take a trip around the bases. He blasts a solo home run as the Cubs get the scoring started. Very next batter, and Pete Crow Armstrong is going to do more of the same. He pulls this pitch deep to right. Cubs go back-to-back, and then in the second inning, Michael Busch is going to keep the fireworks going. He would have 3 home runs on the day. Cubs would finish with 8 homers in the game. They get the win 11-3. And in one of the greatest sporting events of the summer, the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest in Coney Island, New York. It was the return of the greatest competitive food eater, some would say, in history, Joey Chestnut. He missed last year's contest due to a sponsorship dispute, but he was back and picked up right where he left off. 70.5 hot dogs and buns consumed in 10 minutes as he took first place by 24 dogs and earned his 17th mustard belt as he continues to stamp himself as one of the best athletes we've ever seen. Also on the women's side, Miki Suda won her 11th title as she took down 33 hot dogs and buns. And Emily, I don't know if I would try to do something like that. I like to enjoy my food, but that is insane how much they can put down.
I've done this before. I've done 3 hot dogs under 3 minutes, but you have to have water. Like, you've got to have it break down.
They're going like 7 in a minute at that pace.
But you figure he'd had what, 24 over the last person? Like, wouldn't you just stop at like maybe 10 more?
Once he knows he's going to get first place, you maybe slow it down a little bit.
No?
That's not what he does. That's why he's so great, because he gives the fans what they want and he takes down as much as he can.
Unnecessarily ambitious, but we love him for it, right?
Always.
All right. Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. Save up to $1,000 on select mattresses. Plus, you can snooze now and pay later with 0% interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Shop in store and online today. Only at Ashley.
Save big at Hy-Vee during the Red, White, and Barbecue sale, Wednesday through Sunday. Our special recipe brats, 4 for $5. Get free Oscar Mayer hot dogs when you buy 8 ground beef patties. Watermelon, just $3.98. Pepsi 6-packs, just $2.50 each when you buy 4. Save on Frito-Lay snacks, pork shoulder roast, Bush's beans, 24 packs of water, plus other great deals on Pepsi and Coke. In store and online, Wednesday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Air conditioning stopped working? Tired of finding ways to stay cool? Don't sweat it. Give G&T Heating and Air Conditioning a call. They'll have you feeling cool as a cucumber without having to resort to, well, alternative methods.
Call G&T.
For the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
Ashley's July 4th weekend deals are here. Now through Monday, shop incredible doorbusters starting at just $3.99 or save up to 25% off your entire purchase. Plus, no interest for 60 months with no down payment and free white glove delivery only at Ashley.
All right, there's your muggy temperatures for the fireworks going on. Only 81 as you get to 10 p.m. Note the heat index still about 90 still for a couple more hours. La Crosse, very similar type temperatures, getting back down to 80. Dry conditions, but it just will be muggy and it'll continue overnight. There's what you expect for the storms tomorrow. It's really in the afternoon time frame. We'll see how long they linger, but I think most of the activity will be done by 8 to 9. There is still that severe threat and also a heavy rain threat like some of the areas saw last night. So keep that in mind with all your outdoor activities. Good news is refreshing and nice for Sunday and Monday, back to seasonal conditions, and even better, lower humidity too. And that looks to be the common theme throughout next week, minus those rain chances.
But tonight's not going to be too nice, so get out there, wear some light clothing, have your water nearby, and enjoy the fireworks and all the festivities at the river. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. We'll see you at 10.